It's the Diamond K Show.
So much going on in the world. You talk about things from the perspective of how it is. DJ Diamond K, sometimes it comes off like you are almost not in support of, but you just accept the way things are and there's no chance of change. Check me out on YouTube. That's the part that I am just like, ah.
OnFireTV.com.
Looking for food that feeds your soul? Hoodfellas Bistro and Catering is your local African-American-owned restaurant offering American cuisine. Located across from the courthouse, we offer daily jury specials to reward civic duty. Enjoy our full-service restaurant and fully stocked bar. Dine in, pick up, delivery, and catering. Our themed happy hours feature live music, handcrafted drinks, and weekly specials. Book your private event at hoodfellowsbistrocatering.com.
On, of course, you man Diamond K in here. The Diamond K Show on fire-tv.com, on fire-tv.com. Well, it is done. The Georgia runoff elections have unfolded, and we saw the way things shook out. Of course, Senator Warnock defeating Herschel Walker in last night's runoff election. I'm definitely going to say that it was a surprise how many people voted for Herschel Walker. I'm surprised at how many people voted for Herschel Walker. I am. They knew what type of person he was. They didn't care. They knew that he had a shady past. They did not care. They knew that he was not up for the job, but they did not care. They voted for him anyway. So Herschel Walker, he did concede. He did give acknowledgement that he didn't get the most votes. He lost. And normally that's not even a big thing. Normally we wouldn't even mention that. But the fact that you have so many Republicans that are buying into Trump's lies, some of them are trying to do the same thing. So we have to congratulate folks when they do the obvious. Lost the race, acknowledge that you lost the race, and move on. Move on he is. So Herschel Walker heading back to Texas where he lives. I guess there ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I mean, it's nothing wrong with living in Texas. Let me say, ain't nothing wrong with living in Texas. I like Texas, by the way. I've been to Texas quite a few times. Hang on here. Okay, yeah. So we had to, I don't know, what was that about? Anyway, with Warnock's second runoff victory in as many years, Democrats will have the 51-49 majority, gaining a seat from the current 50-50 split with John Fetterman's victory in Pennsylvania. That was a whole nother thing. So how did they do it? How did the Democrats win in Georgia? Well, for starters, Senator Warnock has been campaigning for several years to his benefit. I think that he's gotten better at the political game. I mean, yes, he's a reverend and he is running the church that formerly was, Dr. King's church. And there's a certain level of I don't want to say showmanship, but there's a certain level of personality that is required when you are running a church. And there's something different that is required when you are running for office. And I think initially he was good, but he was a little, I don't know. He was trying to find his voice. That's it. He was trying to find his voice, and I think that he's found his voice. The speech that he gave last night, the acceptance speech that he gave last night. Hang on here. The speech that he gave last night, I thought was presidential. I think that Raphael Warnock has other goals in mind. Now, you same folks is mad at Deion Sanders because he had other goals in mind. Don't y'all go and get mad at Senator Warnock because he got other goals in mind and he may leave his job and do something else. Don't y'all get mad. So anyway, there will be divided government. There will be divided government. What does that mean? That means Republicans narrowly flip the House, and don't let Republicans have you thinking that there is a referendum. They barely won the House. Democrats barely won the Senate. But I think that what folks need to understand is that things change. Things change. For far too long, it has been the party in power loses in the midterms. Maybe things are changing. Maybe that was old school. Maybe we're entering a new phase. BJ, what are you talking about? BJ, the devil went down to Georgia. What devil are you talking about? What devil are you talking about? Lindsey Graham? I don't know what BJ's talking about. Barnabas James, what are you talking about? Says that the devil went down to Georgia. So we have divided government. And Senator Warnock said that after a hard-fought campaign, or should I say campaigns, it is my honor to utter the 4 most powerful words ever spoken in a democracy. The people have spoken. Yes, very powerful words. To the victor goes the spoils. He said that he just wanted to take a nap. Said that he just wanted to take a nap. I talked to folks who were in the building for the Warnock celebration. They said it was a party. It was a party. A lot of folks going live. Pastor Jamal Bryant went live. The mayor went live. And you got to see a little bit of it. Roland Martin streamed his show from there. Glad to see that a major political campaign allowed the Black Star Network and Roland Martin and his team to stream from the location along with mainstream media. It's good to see that. So this was a very packed downtown Atlanta hotel ballroom. He said this: I often say that a voice is a kind of prayer for the world we desire for ourselves and for our children, Senator Warnock said. Keep in mind, he is a Baptist, pastor, and he is his state's first Black senator. Now, I know some of y'all talk about separation between church and state, some other stuff y'all gonna probably try to say. Georgia, you have been praying with your lips and your legs, your hands and your feet, your heads and your hearts. You have put it in the hard work, and we are standing here together. Now, before I have some Republicans, some GOP folks, coming in these comment sections talking about separation, church and state. Y'all Republicans can't say nothing about that as much as y'all bring God into politics. So I think this is, I thought y'all would have liked this. Y'all conservative Christians, I thought y'all would have liked this. Yes, the senator is also a pastor. I thought y'all liked that. So the election season is finally over. Now you can get back to starting it up again for the 2024. But for right now, it is over. The senator appeared to be ahead for a wider final margin in the runoff with the football legend Herschel Walker. And there was a whole bunch of controversy surrounding him. He said this, Herschel Walker, the numbers look like they're not going to add up. Looks like they're not going to add up. He also said something that I think Trump needs to listen to. There's no excuses in life, and I'm not going to make any excuses now because we put up one heck of a fight. But if he talked with this much sense, maybe he could have got a different outcome. He didn't normally talk like this. Had he been playing down the dumb card that the Republicans wanted him to play, is he really smarter than he had been acting? I don't know. But Democrats' Georgia victory solidifies the state's place as a deep South battleground. Republicans and Democrats are going to be fighting over Georgia for some time to come. Senator Warnock, how did he win? Well, he kind of played the middle. He spoke to independents. He spoke to some Republicans. He wanted some Republicans to see that, he's bipartisan. Clearly, some Republicans voted for Senator Warnock. But this was a close race. Yes, congratulations. Oh, that's a pretty picture. Ms. Hines, congratulations to Senator Warnock. Absolutely. So Walker's defeat bookends the Republican struggles this year. They've had flawed candidates in Trump's mold. And let me say this, honestly, I hope that Republicans continue to champion Donald Trump. Because as long as y'all do that, it is going to help the country and help Democrats. Y'all can continue down the same path. They ain't learned their lesson yet. They ain't done yet. Keep it going. Don't get rid of Trump. I hope Trump's the nominee. I hope he's the nominee. Because y'all really going down. They're really going down. Really going down. Democrats' new outright majority in the Senate means that the party will no longer have to negotiate a power-sharing deal with Republicans. Won't have to rely on VP Harris to break the tie votes. Won't have to kiss up to Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema. Won't have to worry about that. The other thing that's so strange to me with Republicans have let Trump convince them that there should be less ways that they should vote. Less ways, right? Some of these Republicans are older. They would rather vote earlier. But Trump has brainwashed y'all into thinking that y'all don't have to vote. You only can vote the day of. And it's so ridiculous. More people voted early than the day of. This is how and why y'all lose. Listening to Trump. And I hope y'all continue to listen to Trump. Let me say that. I hope y'all continue to listen to Trump, because as long as y'all doing that, y'all going to take the L. Take the L. Total turnout still trailed the 2021 runoff turnout of about 4.5 million. Voting rights groups pointed to changes made by state lawmakers after the 2020 election that shortened the period for the runoff from 9 weeks to 4. And they say that is the reason for the decline in early and mail voting. And they're right. Senator Warnock pointed out the fact that you got some Republicans, some people on the right, the GOP, are trying to say, oh, y'all said that it was Jim Crow 2.0, and there was some type of a movement to stop people from voting, and there was. And Republicans say, well, since we lost, that shows that there was not. No, there was. There was attempts to do that, and it just so happened that the voters overcame your tactics. They tried to stop people from voting on Saturday. They lost in court. Yes, they're still trying things to suppress the vote. Just because you're failing, just because you tried to break in somebody's house but you didn't get in, does not mean that it's not safe. You tried and you failed. You tried and you failed. Had you understood, it makes more sense for your voters, all voters, to have more options to vote, but Republicans are too, I don't know, they're too pig-headed for it to sink in. It's really bizarre to me. Really bizarre. But hey, keep following Trump. Keep this same energy. Keep it going. Warnock, as I said, he clearly got some Republicans to vote for him. He emphasized his willingness to work across the aisle and his personal values, which are so far apart from Herschel Walker. So far. Walker is a multimillionaire businessman faced with questions about his past, his exaggerations of his business achievements, academic credentials, etc. Oh, he's so much like Trump. So much like Trump. But like Trump, he took an L and Republicans, take this L and try to figure it out with Trump and take another L. That's what's going to happen. Take another L. President Biden, Senator Warnock distanced himself from President Biden. His approval ratings have lagged as inflation remains high. After the general election, Biden promised to help Warnock in any way he could, even if it meant staying away from Georgia. And that's what he did. He was like, well, look, cool. Biden, you stay where you at. You do your thing. Lose my number, fam. Lose my number. Now, President Barack Obama, on the other hand, was very helpful to the Warnock campaign. Another thing that the Warnock campaign did that was so helpful, they spoke to voters directly, spoke to union workers directly. He did rallies and events just for them, where he spoke to them. Translated his campaign material in Korean, translated his campaign material into Spanish, talked directly to students, did events for them. He talked to people where they were and personalized his messages. That was helpful. That was helpful. Walker, on the other hand, avoided campaigning. I mean, he did a lot to not campaign because he wasn't built for this. He wasn't built for this like that. He wasn't built for this. And, he can go back and do other things. Republicans have failed again at this. Stacey Abrams, I cannot say enough. While she lost big time in both of her races against Kemp, the infrastructure that she helped create, the foundations that she helped create were invaluable to Senator Warnock and Georgia Democrats. At one time, President Biden was looking at her to be the vice president. I still think she has a great future ahead of her, and we'll have to see what happens. But right now, she is, I'm sure, feeling, the disappointment of two back-to-back losses to Kemp in Georgia. Yeah. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Of course, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok at The Diamond K Show, onfire-tv.com, onfire-tv.com. So this Saturday, it goes down. The Sagittarius Takeover, largest birthday celebration of the year. DJ Terry T, Vicky Vic, DJ Booby, Dougie Fresh, the Patapsco Arena, 3301 Annapolis Road, Cash Bar Light Buffet. Of course, it is going to be a party like no other. Get your tickets right now, Terry T Productions, 443-953-1966. Vicky Vic 202-674-3273, or Marshall's Music on Pratt Street, M&K Music Warehouse Security Mall. It goes down Saturday, December the 10th. The Sagittarius Takeover Part 2. Make sure you are in the building. Also, the Ladies' Night Out, cupcakes, cosmetics, and cocktails. Join some amazing women for a fun time with no pressure, just love, laughter, sweets, and drinks. You know the ladies like that. Goes down at the Capitol Lounge. Grab your girls for a holiday shake and sip. Ladies like that. Learn how to make 2 specialty cocktails from a 17-year cocktail vet at Carter Babe. So that's going to be an interesting thing. Tickets are available right now. It's going to be a light fare provided by Capitol Lounge, desserts by Miss Unique Sweets, along with cosmetic consultations from Kelly of Flawless Faces Makeup Artistry. They're also going to have some lip gloss that you get with a ticket purchase. You can get tickets right now, CapitolLoungeBaltimore.com, CapitolLoungeBaltimore.com, or call 410-330-9139. It is the Ladies' Night Out. Interesting. Grown and Sexy Valentine's Day Gala. Yes, it's that time of year. Friday, February the 10th, 9 p.m. It is the Grown and Sexy Valentine's Day Gala going down at the Cellar 2 at Parkville, 7631 Harford Road in Parkville. Tickets can be purchased online via Cash App or Eventbrite. It's going to be a DJ, cash bar, on-site photography, dinner. It is $75 per couple, $50 for a single. Dress code is formal. For more information, contact 443-453-8584. It is the Grown and Sexy Valentine's Day Gala. A lot of things going on. Let's do this. Take a quick break, and we'll come back with more of the show after this.
Looking for food that feeds your soul? Hoodfellas Bistro and Catering is your local African-American-owned restaurant offering American cuisine. Located across from the courthouse, we offer daily jury specials to reward civic duty. Enjoy our full-service restaurant and fully stocked bar. Dine in, pick up, delivery, and catering. Our themed happy hours feature live music, handcrafted drinks, and weekly specials. Book your private event at hoodfellowsbistrocatering.com.
You're watching OnFire-TV.com, featuring news, interviews, and entertainment. Broadcasting from Radio On Fire Studios in Baltimore, Maryland, here's your host, Diamond K.
Welcome back. You man, Diamond K in here, of course. The Diamond K Show, OnFire-TV.com, OnFire-TV.com, the WRF Radio app. Check us out on youtube.com/DJ Diamond K. Baltimore City and Baltimore County Police reported some shootings today. The Northwest District has a homicide investigation going on. Approximately 10 a.m. today, patrol officers were called to the 4000 block of Park Heights Avenue for a report of a shooting. Once there, they located a 27-year-old female and a 25-year-old male, both suffering from gunshot wounds. The victims were transported to area hospitals where the 25-year-old male later died. Detectives are asking for anyone with information to contact Metro Crime Stoppers at 1-866-7-LOCKUP. 1-866-7-LOCK-UP. Also, today, around 11:45 a.m., Northern and Northwest District Patrol officers responded to the 2600 block of Park Heights Terrace for a reported shooting there. Sadly, officers located a 20-year-old male suffering from gunshot wounds. The victim transported to an area hospital where he later died. Sad. I mean, it's so sad that we are constantly talking about these types of stories. At around 2:50 this afternoon, officers responded to another shooting in the 2500 block of Oswego Avenue for a shooting. There was an adult male suffering from a gunshot wound to his arm and head. Medics arrived on the scene and pronounced the victim deceased at that time. Yeah, it's just sad. Let's take a break and come back with more after this.
You're watching OnFire-TV.com, featuring news, interviews, and entertainment. Broadcasting from Radio On Fire Studios in Baltimore, Maryland, here's your host, Diamond K.
Welcome back to the show. Your man Diamond K in here, of course, OnFire-TV.com, OnFire-TV.com. So we were talking about dumb Donald Trump, right? And we were talking about him on the other side. And, he's been having a bad few weeks. Today, 2 documents with classified markings, two more documents found in one of his storage units now, during a search by a team hired by the former president. I mean, it just does. Are you surprised, though? Are you surprised that he still has documents hidden? These documents were handed over to the FBI. No other documents with classified markings were found during a search of 4 of Trump's properties. The discovery of the documents first reported by the Washington Post. The team of 2 searched Trump Tower in New York, his golf club, an office location in Florida, and the storage unit where the 2 documents were found, and where the General Service Administration had shipped Trump's belongings after he left the White House. Yeah. I mean, this guy can't be trusted. The 4 searches came amid lingering concerns from the Justice Department that not all of the documents had been returned to the federal government. I still think that there are more. Question is, where are those documents? Where are those documents? I thought he said he didn't have none. Trump's attorneys offered to let the feds observe the search, but that offer was declined. Given the Justice Department's response, Trump's lawyers did not make a similar offer for the search of the other properties. Oh, yeah. He's crazy. You know what I mean? Oh, what is going on here? He's crazy. Anybody else with this kind of stuff already would be in jail, including a former president. If this was President Obama, he'd already be in jail. Now, it's highly unusual for the Justice Department to observe searches that aren't conducted by law enforcement. What are we here to look at? The department declined to comment. It's unclear what the subsequent contact between the Trump legal team and federal investigators has been since the searches. Can anybody say Trump is nervous? Trump is nervous. He is nervous. And, I can understand why he might be nervous. If I'd been hiding a whole bunch of classified documents, I'd be nervous too. Where's this thing going? Where is this thing going? I don't know. We got to figure it out, though. To do this, take a quick break, and we'll be back after this. So, Arkansas, a small town in Arkansas, has done a historic thing, and they have elected the youngest black mayor in the country, 18-year-old Jalen Smith. Yes, he looks like a baby. Does he look like a baby? 18 years old. And he has been elected. Voters in the small town of Earl, Arkansas, elected him. There was a runoff election last night. We were talking about the runoff election in Georgia. There was a runoff election in Arkansas as well. Now, come January, he will be the mayor of the city of Earl. It's about 2,000 people that live there. So congratulations to him. According to the election results, he managed to receive a little bit more votes than his. He received 218 votes, while his opponent, Nemi Matthews Sr., won 139 votes. The announcement came, and he did a post on his Facebook page. Citizens of Earl, Arkansas, it's official. I am your newly elected mayor of Earl, Arkansas. It's time to build a better chapter of Earl, Arkansas. I would like to thank all my supporters for stepping up and getting people to the polls, he said. I am truly grateful for you all. Yeah, so this is interesting. Matthews, who served as his opponent, who served as a street superintendent for 30 years, told WKRC that he and the 18-year-old were friends and that their families have known each other for years. There's no animosity or anything, he said, for me and Jalen. Matthews said everything has been cordial. If I can help him do anything, I'll do it. And likewise with him. According to Smith's Facebook page, he's held various leadership positions throughout middle and high school, including president of his school's student government association. I'm happy for the young man, but if I'm a 30-year vet and I just lost a political race, an election, to a kid who just graduated from high school and his claim to fame is that he was in student government, I would be upset. I would be upset, but congratulations to this young man. He is Smith also shared that he is a special education student, and at an early age, he said that he was diagnosed with a learning disability. This disability does not take away from what I am able to do, he said. In fact, it motivates me more to achieve greatness. I was embarrassed to take special education courses, but I had to realize that I cannot help who I am. So again, shout out to young Jalen Smith, the youngest black mayor in the country. Wow. How about that? How about that? All right, let's do this. Take a last break before we get out of here. And, I hate to end on a bad note, But to me, this last story is a bad note. Welcome back. You and Diamond K in here. Of course, the Diamond K Show on fire-tv.com, radioonfire.com, the WRF radio app. So, of course, folks are still trying to cope with the tragic death of rapper Takeoff. And to add insult to injury to me, Takeoff had no will. His parents are currently fighting over his money. His mother and father, who will control his estate because without a will to distribute his assets, Georgia law says that his closest relatives now have exclusive rights over his money and assets. Now, this includes his valuable catalog and residual income from record sales. This has created a very large wedge between his estranged parents, who reportedly do not get along well. It is reported that Takeoff was raised in a single-parent home by his mother with little assistance from his father. Both sides are contesting Mr. Ball's involvement in his oldest child's life. So we have a successful entertainer who passes away without a will. And he's not the only one. I think Prince didn't have a will either. Anyway, shortly after Takeoff was murdered, his father posted on Facebook talking about his first love of his 5 kids. And this was so hard. Please keep me and his mother and the entire family on both sides in prayers during our difficult time. No one knows the pain that he's feeling right now. And I do believe that he legitimately is sad, naturally. It is his son. But I hate this kind of a situation because this is going to get messy. And when you already have folks grieving, and then you have this to deal with. And like the story said, they already don't get along. Yeah, sad thing. Of course, I will be back here tomorrow, 6 p.m. Miss any episodes of the show, very easy to catch up on fire-tv.com or anywhere you get your podcast, just search The Diamond K Show. Of course, we're on youtube.com/DJ Diamond K, the WRF radio app. So much more. Just search The Diamond K Show. See you guys tomorrow.
It's The Diamond K Show.
So much going on in the world. You talk about things from the perspective of how it is. DJ Diamond K, sometimes it comes off like you are almost not in support of, but you just accept the way things are and there's no chance of change. Check me out on YouTube. That's the part that I am just like, on
firetv.com.